You're watching TVC Breakfast. The National Council for Arts and Culture is set to partner with the National Council for Women's Society to clamp down on nudity and indecent dressing, which is fast becoming a norm in Nigeria. And correspondent Jesu Adeoye reports on this latest development from the meeting between both groups in Abuja.
The internet got buzzing when a video of half-naked girls dancing in a truck stuck in traffic in Lagos went viral. The scene, which is part of a music video, almost landed the music artist in big trouble when it attracted the attention of the Lagos state government. According to the Lagos state laws, any person who commits an act of gross indecency with another person in public is liable on conviction to 2 or 3 years imprisonment. The video has not stopped generating comments, with many people tagging it as a gross display of indecency and immorality. The National Council for Women's Society is concerned with this growing trend among young Nigerian women, which they believe contradicts the country's cultural values. The group now seeks partnership with the National Council for Arts and Culture to curb this trend.
In the recent years, we have seen a brazen rise in near-nakedness and sometimes nudity in the social media. Most of our entertainers in the music and film industries engage in near nudity. They also create music, videos, and films depicting our girls and women in indecent scenes of sex and corrupt lifestyles. We are no longer prepared to stay silent on this.
We all think we have a country that must remain the way we're taking it. It's very dangerous. In 1974, a country like Uganda rejected sex tourism. This is what is being brought to our country today. Nobody in the world will respect you if you don't have your own standard.
The two agencies plan to hold a reorientation conference by next year on the country's traditional norms and values and the implication of derailing from them. They also seek to raise awareness on the need to reenact the public nudity bill, which was discarded in 2008. Jesu Adeoye, TVC News, Abuja.
And joining me now is life coach Fumi Adewo. Good morning. Welcome to TVC Breakfast this morning.
Good morning.
Talking about curbing nudity in the country, what area would you like to see addressed firsthand?
The first area that I would like to be to the country to address, especially our own from our culture, it's about the indecent dressing. You know, both it's not only females, both male and females. The excesses that it's not even just the young ones. It cuts across all ages, and I'm sure you've seen so many when you go out to events. Adults, young ones, even, you know, older adults, you know, the way they dress. So this is something that needs to be addressed, and it's going to take lots of different approaches, both at home, society, environments, in religion, not just Christian, you know, different homes, and workplaces.
Some have also said, you know, how much of an issue is it? Should it be a national policy, or should it be like, after all, some of the people who are involved or who indulge in this are adults, so it's their choice, it's their life, live and let live. For you now, how big an issue is this?
In relative to all other issues that the country is going on and facing right now, all the challenges, this is not overreach. It's something that can be addressed, but it doesn't have to be, I don't think it's a national issue. That's my own opinion, because it's not something, there are different cultures, and in different cultures there are different ways people dress. So, and also in religions, example, a Muslim woman, you will notice that they always cover up. You know, their heads and even their bodies. When they're dressed, they still wrap up scarves around
And then
themselves.
in some other cultures,
And in some other cultures,
if we see them, you know, they cover only the basic, only of course, the basic now, and then the rest of their body is exposed.
So you can't make that national. It will become something very sensitive. Or they're trying to Islamize the country, or they're trying to move us and gear us towards a particular religion. So I don't think it's a national issue, in my opinion. I think it's just something that should be addressed globally in our environment and in our social communities.
But do you also agree that there should at least be a standard? Now people are talking about let's harp more on reorientation. The nation should at least stand for something and not just a land where we copy cultures.
Okay, on that note, I do agree with you. Again, like I will still reiterate, it's not something on the national level, but it's even the people we're copying, they have standards. For example, if you're going for an interview, you have to dress properly. There's a code of dressing in the civilized, the well-advanced worlds. You can't go in multicolored clothes for interview. It has to be solid colors, and no prints. Solid, dark, gray, black, or blue.
It shows seriousness.
It shows seriousness. It also promotes you, and even your agency will tell you the dress code when you're going for an interview. So
is that the norm everywhere?
Well, it should be the norm, but again, back to the basic. Are we going through this while growing up? People don't understand. There's no more orientation. So this is what you're calling orientation. Orientation is when we were in school. I mean, there will be a little course that will tell you about how to write your CV or resume, and how to also present yourself when you're going for interview. It's a course on its own, which is part of ethics. Back in the days, there was no ethics. But after so many things are going on, there's a course called ethics. No matter what course you're doing, you have to go through the ethics class.
Now, there's so much talk about the issue of indecency. Now, break it down for us, really. What really constitutes indecency, the way that the society sees it?
Indecency, the way the society sees it comes also, again, culturally, your environment, and also religion, it's a factor. But in honest and to be modest, indecency comes in different forms.
Okay.
And the social trending, the media, the parenting, lack of attention has also caused the indecency to also get into a level that is causing for concern.
Now, when we talk about this indecency, it seems the society puts so much attention on the mode of dressing. If you talk about corruption, for instance, it's also a political indecency, and there are some of these factors there that people are not necessarily looking at. Isn't there a problem somewhere when it comes to taking attention from the things that affect society the most to some of the things that affect the society, but not as much as the other ones when it comes to impact?
That is true, and I agree with you. Corruption is also indecency, and that's pertaining to finance and other stuff. But I think the indecency we're talking about this morning is about dressing, physical attire, what you wear, how you project yourself, which cuts across all ages, the social media, the environment itself, which is part of what is going on, the decay, the lack of attention, and the acceptance of what used to be like, it's a no-no. Now it's like a norm, and we're not focusing on that, and it's getting to a level that it's degenerating, and if there's not quickly, we need to raise awareness to bring back what it used to be.
But if we talk about bring back the way it used to be, wouldn't that be going back to the days of what people will call inadequate civilization, for instance. Now the world is a global village, and people see, you know, what happens in the United States can happen anywhere, what happens in Japan can happen anywhere, you know, and so on. Learning culture, just as Brazilians will come to Nigeria to learn religion, to learn culture, and learn, you know, it's been picked and tossed all around.
Yeah, but even in these countries you're talking about, there's a level of, there's acceptance of what you do in a normal environment. So the ones you're talking about, the indecency is like almost the nudity. It's also looked as like below the average, the poverty level. It's not really accepted. So to the showbiz, to the entertainment world, for traction, for all that, it's okay, you know, because they're looking for attention. They have areas that you can just, even in the civilized worlds, if you're not dressed properly, you can be arrested. Even in the car, if a policeman tells you to step out, you know, you have to be at certain level acceptance of dressing.
All right, how best can this issue be addressed? Because the issue of policy, bringing a policy on this, certainly a lot of people will say you can't clamp down on people for dressing in a certain way when you pitch it against their rights and all of that and their freedom.
For me, I don't think it's about policy. I think it's more about, to start with, orientation, awareness. This can cut across different, even through the social medias. Like now you notice there's adverts that says, you know, no to this, no to that. So I mean, even the basic, we need to start from the basic, which is also from parenting, which, you know, from an early age. I go to church, and sometimes you look at kids and the parents are in front. They don't even notice what is going on, because they're busy. Everybody's running around, and we've taken our attention away from things that we ought to do. So a decency, I would think it's more of orientation, and this can be achieved through awareness in the environment. For offices, there can be mode of dressing, you know, when you're being engaged, training. Okay. So that can also help.
So basically, parents should do more by paying more attention. Thank you very much, Fumi Adewan. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you.